my estimation would be that a lot of these people that are on the watch list are either not going to take action. Conan, for instance, I don't really see him hopping onto a jet ski and dragging his ass over to Sanguine Island. Others like TJ Walker or Capt, who may be making themselves involved, I think it's going to be more of a last-minute observation.
Give
or take within 6 hours of the war occurring, that's when they're going to start going public.
What if I put out a tweet that says, retweet if you support Sanguine?
Well,
my God. Oh my God, TJ's getting to you.
No, but I just wanted to see who would retweet it, and then, there we go, watch list.
I see. I will say that, okay. Let me get back on it. Okay, so I'm gonna hyper focus. We have about 30 hours till D-Day. And given that is the case, it sort of behooves us to have a list of people that we can grab up and have a chance to grab up. And I think that should be a big focus of tomorrow outside of the potential op that Bobby wants to do with be it the lighthouse or be it placing the bombs on the AA tank.
I'll be transparent. I don't think anybody outside of our enemy of the state list we have enough on to grab up.
24-hour investigative hold.
True.
And depending on what's said, if there's enough, we fucking throw a bag on their head and bring them to the fucking hole.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. But who on our watch list would we have that opportunity with outside of TJ Walker, Cap Terranova, Riv?
I think Riv is trolling.
I don't think that he is. I think that Riv's silly nature is leading everyone to think he's trolling. I think he will 100% be serving as a medic for the Sanguinians on Monday. I mean, fuck, he did it for Sandy.
You think so?
He also has clear ties with the HOA, and Julio's over there, and we suspect potentially Louise as well.
Do you think Stanley's
Louise
over there?
Campbell?
No, Stanley, we've seen him here a million.
No.
Oh my God.
HOA Louise. What's his? He's got a nickname, doesn't he?
I'm not sure if I've run into him.
Luis Fernandez?
I think so. Bison identified him as the individual who was standing next to Trey Romano during negotiations.
What?
No, that's not him. You were with me last night when this happened, Brian.
Which bit? Sorry, TJ just sent me the LSPD Cerberus Manufacturing and Supply Agreement.
How the fuck did he get that?
Let me send this to you.
Well, actually, no. Bass handed that out to every police officer when he did that dumb shit in the hole.
Ha!
Do you not remember that?
Brother, you have to understand that when it comes to shit like that, like, I'll tee up, like, an idea, and then it's just like, oh, seems good. Kaprow!
Yeah, whenever Bass was going over that agreement and everybody was expressing issue with it, he passed out copies of that. I'm pretty sure to everybody.
I remember now. Holy fuck, right. I just realized, why the fuck does everyone fucking complain over nothing? Oh my fuck.
BBMC Street Team.
access to that document at 3.2, so it could be coming from there.
You want to know what the best part of that agreement is?
Mm-hmm.
That's my agreement. I own that. Look at your phone.
I feel like you've told me about this. Oh.
Bass gave me power of attorney over that entire agreement with Cerberus.
Oh my God, I'm getting like PTSD now. Okay. Jesus. He is an Aegis. So going back to the thing, right? I do think tomorrow should be focused on capture. And I want you guys to like challenge what I'm saying, right? If you think there's if this doesn't seem like a good idea, which is we've gotten at this stage, if we haven't marked someone for enemy of the state, or gotten close enough, we can still go down that route. But what is the value of someone being a enemy of the state right now? It's the fact that we can pull them off the street, right? They're already dead Monday. If we pull them now, pull them off the street, get intel that would be helpful for the war. Outside of that, it almost doesn't matter, right? Unless someone were to, say, escape during the war, right? Like, we don't know if people are going to flee. Like, they see a bunch of people dying and they're like, yo, fuck this, I ain't going away for 30 years. So, I kind of want to see us, like, refocus on prioritizing a capture list. And we send it to HVTU. And then separately, also work on apprehension. But if we capture them, they go in Bane's Hole.
There's another place too, Brian, that the DOJ.
Speak a little louder.
Yeah, there's another place that they have Brian, the DOC head. Warden Bowman showed me. It's not just the White Room. He said you should be aware of that. That's where they kept Shelley Smith a long time ago inside the.
No. The one that she escaped from? Hell no.
Well, no, that's not what they're talking about using. They're talking about using a different room there for just interrogations. It's a let's just say it's built for methods that we wouldn't use as police. I'm not sure why they have it, but they do, and it's behind a red keycard access lock.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it the thing with like the vault door?
It's not a vault door. It's just a regular, red door. You put the key card, you go up into the SCT, and there's a chair up there and a bunch of tools on the wall. So, if we need to get information from people, the warden wanted to show me it real bad. So,
okay, I think we can think on that when the time comes. But like, what are your impressions? I'd like some feedback. Am I off the rocker here? Does this kind of make sense, like objectively?
Yeah, I don't think that you're off the rocker. I don't think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity as far as most of our target list is concerned. I personally, coming over this list, there's nobody that I can say with any form of certainty that we would both have the opportunity to capture and that would be detrimental to the war efforts on Monday. Like, there are obvious individuals in there, such as Johnny Devine, who tossing that fucker in a hole despite lack of proof currently for 24 hours so we can get our subpoenas in a row, that would be beneficial to us. But I just
Guantanamo Bay!
Are we ready to subpoena his phone records?
Wait, sorry. Wait, who's? You kind of spoke over Bundy there, and I got Divine.
That would require documentation from Axel and Brian. We would need a full report of what transpired on 8/11.
I can't, nor can we, because it's a high command matter.
Yeah.
I mean, what about the part where he spoke to me directly about what he's doing?
I need to re-get guidance. This is kind of falls into a similar situation with other officers, where I hate to say it, but if you're a cop, it kind of like.
But he's not a cop.
They're still handling it
as if he was.
Yeah, it's
especially considering the blowback that has in relation to other officers that are tied into him. So.
Yeah, it's just regardless of like how dangerous it is, it kind of the moment it becomes like the high command matter, it's like it's best we don't touch it. Otherwise, it's going to be like even though it completely makes logical sense, right? Punishment, I get, but I can't, we have to get sign up from them.
The question for me becomes: do we want our HBTU units? Because like realistically, if we narrow this watch list down to, we've got our 7 enemies of the state, and then let's say we add 3 more onto it: Johnny Devine, Terrence Walker, Cap Terranova. Do we want HBTU fucking around on the possibility of catching one of them, or would we rather have them running operations up and down the shoreline, running drills?
I'm okay with them handling as is. You know what I mean? They've been appraised. They have all the documentation as to what should be done. Is there a possibility that they may fuck up? Sure, but we just have to be prepared for it because it wouldn't be the first time.
Well, my point is that on the apprehension end of things, the day before war, would we rather them allocate their efforts towards running drills out here on the open seas, preparing, so on and so forth, and potentially catching people who are trying to go back and forth on that island? Or would we rather send them on a goose chase after those 10 individuals who are, by all likelihood, probably going to be holed up on that island already?
I think that's a conversation we need to have with Stubble, to be honest. I don't know
agree.
how committed anyone is right now outside of Monday, if I'm going to be transparent. It's been like pulling teeth for us through the day, even though we have targets. I started to get very impressed at your energy levels, Aurora. How are you not
Me?
cooked? Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I am going to call it an early night tonight.
I will likely not be on duty tomorrow, but I do plan on showing up to the shift meeting on Monday and spending the 3 or 4 hours leading up, prepping as necessary. That raises the question of what is our position when the conflict starts.
That's what I need to understand, because I primarily think I rather us do spec ops, radios, and pass information. Like kind of like and it doesn't need to be everybody, right? But like I think the teams that have been running the drills is where I think our focus needs to be. How I know for you, where would you like to be, Bundy?
That's a good question, to be honest with you, because I don't mind touching the mainland as long as it's in a less of a hammer and more of a scalpel capacity. I don't plan on storming the beach and taking the airfield necessarily. However, if we have isolated targets that need to be neutralized, I could take one or two other MCU individuals with me to help neutralize those targets from the ground.
I like that. I think I ideally want a team comprised of those who've been primarily doing the breaches over here, and then perhaps a team run by you. And I think that's our most effective way of handling it. One doing intel and covert ops, and one doing what you just said.
Yeah, because I think that, frankly, I think a team of 3 to 4 individuals moving quickly but stealthily through the back lines could probably eliminate some of the problems that they're going to face with things like AA or snipers and towers. But again, I don't intend on entering into the main fray. And frankly, based on everything that I've heard about our war planning so far, I'm not entirely confident that small maneuverable teams are going to be able to accomplish enough quickly enough when there's planes diving in overhead. This is a very important phone call. Hi, Michael.
So with that, are we even going to have a say, or is HVTU just going to put us where they want us?
I'm going to make sure. If they try to just put guns in your hands and do some dumb shit, I'm going to put...
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they told us just to stick to the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. If they try that, there's going to be issues really quick. So I talked to the commissioner about it, and he was in agreement. So, I mean, you're worried you're going to get griefed?
To be honest, like that's how, like they just don't want to deal with us is how I feel like it is.
I don't think that's what it is. Aurora, I think, okay, I think it's 50% true, but 50% of it is simply, look, I hate to, look, Aurora, let me, I don't disagree to a degree, right? I get there's some hurt feelings, and I understand at some level that's taken over any sense and what am I looking for? Objectivity. It's gone out the window. Been out the window for a while. However, this is pretty. You mentioned you've been on the force for 3 months. This is part and parcel. I've seen this before. This is the first time I've seen it. There is a. But with that said, it doesn't matter if it's a war. It doesn't matter if we're apprehending Michael Simone. It doesn't matter if we're, insert whatever big thing it is. If it's not a boost, if it's not like a single guy that is being captured, if it's not a 2-hour situation, this is literally every day this is normal.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ain't nobody, most people, like, and I was trying to tell Axel this too, like, there's a lot of people like, oh my God, only 90% aren't going and shit. I'm like, bro, you guys been like fucking blind? When's the last time more than 50% of the police force wants to go to a shootout or even go out on patrol. Like, I'm sorry, it being a war doesn't change that, right? Remember how many people are responding to the rooster situations?
No,
well, you've
not,
probably
no,
seen the
nothing
reports.
about that.
Yeah, ain't nobody going to that shit. Literally, there's fucking rockets and shit like that. And people who are in those positions and units were just like, oh man, well, I don't want to go to that thing. We don't care if people are getting bombed. It's literally the same thing. It's literally just a different context. So all that's happening is people are getting ready for the 4-hour shootout. And like, I hate to simplify it like that, but like, that's the lens to consider, right? It has no meaning outside of the immediate, right? Whereas for some others, right, it has significantly more meaning, right? Just like Michael Simone had significantly more meaning a year ago. But to others, it was just the friendly guy that, you know, they like to call up every so often and, you know, and pretend that there's nothing happening and pretend that, you know, he didn't have a massive warrant. It's just, it's business as usual. So, but going back, I'm like spiraling a little bit because I'm like, look, I told him 80-90%. I was like, let's stop dooming for 4 fucking hours, put out the vote, and look at the vote. It's like fucking 50-50, right? And the only people that like fucking flip-flopped are like maybe like 5-10% of those numbers.
There's also people that are probably not even available during the time
Exactly.
we're making the moves.
Most of the biggest fucking complaints are from a bunch of shift 3 officers. Like, who gives a shit? You think they're gonna be showing up like, oh, to go? No, gotta get the people that weren't gonna go anyways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying it ain't that bad, right? Right? Objectively, it's literally expected. But in the same vein, like, and that's what I'm saying, like, sort of temper, like, even, you know, we don't see SRU, we don't see like HVTU doing any of these things. They're doing.
Han was doing great tonight.
Who?
Han Velsing stuck around for.
Oh, yeah.
wondering.
No, of course. I'm talking very generally. I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
why was SRU not here on Friday? Why is HVTU not going for these individuals? It's just business as usual. And this isn't like to shit talk them or like whatever. It's just no one's going to go beyond what they normally do until Monday. Is that, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just another day to them. It's not.
Yeah. Precisely.
This isn't a priority.
I don't want to
until
say
the
it's
day.
not
The day
a
of.
priority. It's look, and I've said it too. Like, it's actually wild that people speak more than take any actions. That's so normal PD, right? It's always been that way. It's always, you know, I mean, hell, talk to Suarez. I mean, hell, Pred even had that opinion for the longest time. We used to go to fucking things like Banks, 40 cops on duty, 8 people are responding. Like the backup issue, this is literally the same thing. It's just in a different, you know, format.
Yeah.
It's the rooster situation. It's the, I don't know. I can go on and on and on. So what may seem something is, it's just business as usual. So I wouldn't spiral too hard down that line.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah. All right. Anyways. I think at the end of the day, I think you should be proud of everything y'all have achieved. And beyond that, you know, once the day comes, I think once the guns start firing, all those small little issues are going to go away. Because it's going to be a matter of life and death.
Do you know if they're going to have everybody on one radio?
I have zero idea.
Okay.
I gotta like temper them back a little bit because I think it's reasonable for like members of the MCU to be like, why
So
is
tomorrow, Spec
why
Ops,
was everyone complaining and then not
look at trying to get some
actually-
of the people if we run into them?
and then they got it and then nothing came out of it. That's pretty business as usual, right? Like there's very little assistance on
Do you
the
think anyone on the
borders,
mainland at this point?
very
They're all-
little assistance
probably not
on the
gonna try
ships
it.
the last 3 days.
I just keep going back
after
to
all the
Trojan.
complaining. But the reality is like
Codename
while
Trojan.
it's true that the complaining was
I think
completely
they have people planted in Los
objectively
Santos ready to do something. Don't know who
complaining
or
for the
what,
sake of
but
complaining, because objectively they're not doing some of this stuff. It's not that big of a deal because it's pretty normal, right? It's just some people are going to take it more serious than others. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, when you ask for backup in a call, yeah, you might only get like 2 people show up, but that's pretty normal, right? Right. I don't think the indication of like, would it be nice if the entire UPD was actively, or like even 50% of it was like actively doing like border activities during this time? There was like more RP around this, even doing a bit more with the guys over at Sanguine. Oh my god, I just pointed and they have no idea I just pointed because I'm not talking in game. But like in character makes sense, but to a degree, at a certain point, we can't really expect people to change their everyday, right? Does that make sense? Oh my god, just stretching my hands unnecessarily.
I was just trying to see if you were pointing at something.
Anyways. All right.
Dispatch, by the way, is awesome.
Yeah, they have been great. Are they still up there?
Yeah, they're in there. Just gonna zone out for a second.
Yeah, I think like even when I'm talking in like in character, when I'm saying things like nothing, right? Obviously there's some things being done, but nothing from the eyes of them, right? Because you have to understand, from their eyes, they've been, you know, kind of like slaving away at providing intel, and they're seeing like 3 people show up. Is it justified to feel that way? Yeah. But it's like, how y'all doing?
Dylan.
Ugh,
No aircrafts for a while now.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
yeah. We're just relaxing. I'm holding down channel 2 while we're just sitting here chillaxing.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing in the sky for like an hour.
Yesterday was popping significantly more.
I mean, here's the thing though. If nothing is popping, they have to be getting ready doing other shit. You know, they have to be getting like, well, I don't know, weaponry, ammunition, more helis, shit like that. Like if nothing is happening, no transportation whatsoever, they had to be doing something, you know?
Do something on land, probably getting like
Yeah.
ties ready or something.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So like yesterday they ran out of food.
Hmm.
And I think there's like 7 aircrafts that took off the ground, landed again. We suspect they were using like wingsuits to go back and forth. But
Brian,
yes.
one.
We'll talk soon.
We're looking for suppliers, right?
Yes. Oh no. Oh no, what do you got? You're teeing it up. You're teeing it up.
Well, if we could talk to our good friend Senator Davis and maybe make an old charge disappear off of an old friend's record, then they would be a little more cooperative to work with us.
If you say Shelly, I'm going to Sanguine.
What if I say a name worse than Shelley?
Wait. Oh my god. You sod. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're not going to pop the trunks and roll to Sanguine.
Michael Simone?
He takes particular issue with the treason charge that's on his record. He doesn't have a problem with the terrorism one. He takes issue with the treason one. He thinks that he shouldn't receive terrorism and treason and weapons manufacturing, since those all are kind of covering the same thing. His indication to me was that if we could help him out, he might be able to help us out.
Ooh.
I personally don't give a shit if treason is on his record, because terrorism is what we were going after him for in the first place.
Oh my god. Okay, let's... Okay,
I'm the prosecutor.
actually...
I'm the prosecutor. Couldn't I just write a letter to the Senate saying that, after further review and in light of changing circumstances, we're seeking to drop that charge?
I can't believe I'm actually, even thinking about this. Okay, I'm gonna think out loud here. I believe that Michael, in the grand scheme of things, served a harsher sentence than most. Because the things that he did back then, when in comparison to what happens today, is kind of like he's small fish, right? Like his impact was bigger back when he did it versus when he was charged. And he's been out of prison for like 2-3 months? Yeah. Has he been self-imposing like a level of like sanity? Yes. Has he been blowing up buildings? Whatever. I am certainly considering it, but the thing that sort of is starting to like tip me into let's actually like really seriously consider this is the war in Sandy Shores was all can be forgiven.
Look, I'll put it very plainly for my
Yeah.
movie buffs. We were going after Michael thinking he was Blofeld.
I'm actually
It
considering
turns out
this.
that he was just that creepy little fuck who died in the first half of the movie. He was not the actual bad guy is over there.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so what is that going to net us?
That will net us a connection to an individual who very likely can. You remember that Michael and his industries that he has connection with are the ones who provided us with training laptops for explosive removal, EMP guns, and he has access to a litany of other things that would be considered otherwise legal, up to and including tranquilizer guns, right?
I am aware.
He also has an island that is seemingly.
Well, that's his brother.
Yeah.
I don't
That's his
think that
brother,
they
sorry.
co-share interest in that.
Gotcha.
However, I will say, assuming that they share similar connections, Nick is also the first individual that I ever witnessed utilizing a GPS scrambler, which would also be useful for officers or detectives who are performing covert operations. Jenny and myself were both on duty and could not be located due to those devices.
Yeah. Oh my god. Fuck! I really am considering this. However, I also know that. Oh man.
Hey, you're cooked. I'm not going to ask you to make a decision on it tonight.
I'm gonna
Uh,
seriously consider this because I do believe he deserves a second chance.
It's not even a full second chance. He's keeping the terrorism. He just wants the
Yeah.
treason gone.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I mean, that just that is what we Michael Simone at the level that I believe San Andreas should seek rehabilitation was rehabilitated. Now, is he still committing crime? Sure, but he's not fucking destroying the entire city. Like, is he selling some shit? Probably. Is he connected to that Diamond Dog weapon bench? More than likely. But it ain't like he's throwing it in everyone's face and getting a bunch of people murdered like out in the open to encourage others to do the same thing. My point is, like, in a worst case scenario, I will take 20 Michael Simones right now. And yeah, I'm gonna think this through and I'm gonna have an answer tomorrow.
Okay. I will get a letter drafted and submitted to your inbox that can be sent to the Senate if you decide in the affirmative on it.
Okay. I'm probably gonna have to feel the water a little bit too, because this is gonna cause a lot of shockwaves from people that, quite frankly, shouldn't have an opinion due to lack of involvement before, after, and even now. It's the but I quite frankly don't give a fuck. If the people who did the work, who prescribed the justice, say something, well, it is. Yeah. Bye tomorrow. He's not asking to join us in the war, is he?
No, he has
Okay.
absolutely no interest in that. Actually, zero
Oh,
interest in
he's
that.
calling. Hey, what's going on, Michael?
Not too much, not too much. You know, just enjoying my day, night.
You know,
Whatever it
Reggie's
is.
been awake like way outside his normal hours.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. He's been putting in time, you know, for the pharmacy thing. You know, he's doing work.
He was getting bored at some point because he called me and he didn't really have a topic. I mean, if Reggie is calling me out of all people because he's bored and he wants to chit chat, he's got to be bored.
Yeah, I think he's you know he's trying to interact with the Zoomers, but I don't know. Have you ever tried to try and fit it like you know that meme?
I've tried to interact with Zoomers. It's part of my job description. It's like a job description requirement for me.
Well, how did that go?
How does it go on a daily basis? It's awful.
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
learn to speak their lingo and, almost intentionally break lines of logical leap. So,
So
you get used
tell
to
me
it.
about it. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that meme where he goes like, "Hello, fellow kids."
Yeah. And the guy's like got the fucking skateboard on his back and shit.
Yeah. I feel like that's every time I run into literally like half the city. So yeah. Well, I just wanted to check up. How everything is going. Are you gonna be tied up until Tuesday as well?
Probably till Tuesday, maybe afterwards too. I'm still waiting to hear what the aftermath is going to look like. The line of work I'm in, you do months of work for a day of fun, where everyone gets involved, and then more paperwork afterwards to clean it up.
Yeah. No, I got you. All right. Well, I just wanted to see how you're doing.
I do want to inform you, by the way. I'm sure at some level you're still friends with Benji and shit. I don't know if he passed over the message, or maybe that tie doesn't still exist. But fucking Jaeger's been spam messaging people to try to implicate them for whatever reason. Doing the same with Mandem. I don't know if they've done that with Hydra, but I don't know. Have you been spammed with any messages?
Let me check. I don't think so. I'm really bad with my text messages. Let me see. When was my last text message? Jaeger is. Oh, okay. I have one text message with Jaeger, and it's a year ago, and it's saying I'm here.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. So no, I don't think I wasn't selected.
Yeah, I think he mostly went after. I think what he was thinking. It's kind of like T.J. Walker, or like Trey. They believe they understand how we operate. So I think they try to find. I think it's an attempt by Jaeger to try to add confusion or obfuscation between who we're actually interested in, and they think we can easily be fooled. Just because it's a one-way conversation where they're like, "Hey, I hope you come over to Sanguine and like join the club, bro. Like, thank you for joining up and taking arms with us at Sanguine." And like, we're not stupid, right? Like,
No,
see,
I
it's
get
a one-way message. Like, ain't nobody gonna send that shit, let alone the other party not responding in like such a negative fashion. So,
No, I can see like how if he's reaching out, he's hoping that you would assume him reaching out means something.
exactly.
Yeah, I honestly I had the same thought. So it's not that far off. But at the end of the day, if people don't respond or it doesn't, it just seems out of order or there's no real connection, it doesn't matter. Like there's nothing to gain from that. So that's interesting. No, he hasn't brought that up. I still talk to Benji on occasion, so
Yeah,
I
I
think he's
something.
was. I think I was like in the Shift 3 tsunami, and I just happened to bump into him. So I gave him a call, and lo and behold, motherfucker was still buying guns. Can you imagine that? Tells me he's buying some fruits.
what you're saying. He's telling you he's buying fruits. Like that's his code for guns.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's pretty. He's not very good at. I imagine he doesn't get a lot of like resistance, right? I don't think we operate much in Shift 3, like maybe a little bit, but I think his slickness is very easily it's easy to break down his code words is what I'm trying to get at. So how can I help you, Michael?
No. I just wanted to check up really. So I just wanted to see how long you're gonna be tied up. About that fucking the ride along thing.
Oh, the ride along. Well, I definitely can't give you a ride along on Monday. However, let's aim for Tuesday or Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. All right.
Yeah,
I'll keep that
and
in
worst case, because I gotta like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna have to deal with after the whole war thing. Hopefully it just turns into glass, but in the event we've got bodies, it might need some like signatures and shit. With all of that said, I'm planning to go to space on Friday, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, we'll figure it out. Whenever whenever there's time, whenever things line up, we can do something.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Sounds good.
right.
If anything, yeah, if you need something, at the end of the day, everything has a price. So yeah,
Well, I mean, what do you got to offer?
I don't know. What do you need?
Bombs.
Can't handle with that one.
Do you know anyone with bombs?
No. Also, what would you need bombs for?
Blow up the island?
That sounds more like a new thing.
Mustard gas.
Isn't mustard gas against the?
Uranium tipped ammo.
What are you
I don't see
fighting?
any. I don't see. I wouldn't be fighting. We just drop a bunch of like mustard gas on the place. Maybe some napalm. Maybe like a mini nuke. But the thing is, no, the fucking radiation would probably make its way to San Andreas. Like things like any sort of things that you drop. Like oh my god, you're a pharmacist.
I am. It's
Okay.
on hold.
Do you have the
mind
recipe for? Actually, I don't want to say it.
Here's the thing. The way.
Do you have any like avian, like sort of, I don't know. You have a recipe from China by any chance?
I know they've been researching bats for a while.
Maybe like bovid or something. We got like a bovid thing we could send over there.
That's part of our thing is to research and find things and
Right.
whatnot. Unfortunately, everything is kind of on hold until DOJ gets their things sorted. Like, I've said this a few times already. Like, we're trying to do everything by the book. So even though there's
what
no
if
rules,
the Senate signed off on you giving us a biological weapon?
if the Senate signed off on giving you a biological weapon,
Could you, in theory, I don't know, mix some chemicals up for us?
am I allowed to do human trials?
You'd have like 24 hours. Yes, if we captured a sanguinian, in theory, you could probably, do some trials. Yes.
All right. Well, if you can manage that, I don't see why not. It's part of what we do is making up new things and testing before it goes to the wild.
Sorry, yes, I do.
Maybe something that just makes you like poop.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just in the meeting.
So when we go over there, everyone's just like pooping.
No, you're right. Yeah, no, you're good.
I need chocolate.
Oh, okay, all right.
Holy
if you need
shit.
a restock, you can call
Michael, I need that chocolate that you used to give Gunner. I need a shitload of that poop chocolate. Michael, they need food. I'm going to send them poop chocolate.
They're trying to shoot us and they
All
stopped.
right. How much do you need?
I need as much as you can get.
All right. When do you need it by and where do you need it?
Sometime tomorrow.
Sometime tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally in the morning. How long does the poop chocolate last?
I can tell Brian's cooked because
And then
he's
it gets
using
that weird
Oregon Trail
glazing,
tactics
that
to try to
chocolate
make
gets.
the enemy die of dysentery.
Yeah, before it gets moldy.
Yeah.
Do you see? That's
Wait,
probably the 78.
Sorry, say it one more time.
What is
Yeah, it should like
Johnny's holding up cops,
so at least a
just held up
month,
bail
I
and
think, and
rubbed
then it gets that weird.
On water.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yes, I need poop chocolate.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can get a few of those.
Okay.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll talk to my people, and then tomorrow I'll give you a call and see how much I can put together.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
All right.
Well, let me know how everything goes.
Maybe, and if you're able to get that poop chocolate to maybe look like, wrapped up, doesn't look, maybe wrapped up a little bit different.
Yeah, so
People
it's
have
not
seen-
obvious.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I am sure. You know what? I'm sure I can make it look like something that is not very obvious.
Hell yeah. If it can look like McDonald's.
You know what? Everyone would eat that shit right up.
Exactly.
All right, I got you. All right,
All right.
I'll give it a look see.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
Take
Yeah,
care.
you're welcome. You too. Bye bye.
All right, listen, I may sound like a massive troll right now, and this may seem like 12 hours and Brian night. But hear me out. Obviously, we're not going to get the agreement to drop, napalm on there or some kind of biological weapon. And have you ever seen the chocolate that Gunner used to have?
I've heard about it.
You eat this. I still have a piece. This is